Hello, Alison. I'd like to welcome you. You are the Mayor of Faversham, and we have a good friendship with you at the Shrine of Saint Jude. You've come to see us a couple of times now. Please, can you tell us a bit about your background and who you are and how you came to be here?
I can, Matthew. Well, I've been in Faversham all my life. I was born in Faversham, the eldest of 6 children. And I believe I was telling you or Father Brendan, we actually lived around in Hatch Street, which is not
That's
far,
right, yeah.
just around the corner. And I had no idea what was behind that long wall. It was amazing when I was asked to come. It really was, well, absolutely an eye-opener. As a child, we just played up and down. We were totally unaware of what was in there. I had, as I say, I was the eldest of 6 children. Wow. And it was great, absolutely great. Very happy childhood. We had a lot of music in the house. My father would sing and dance with Mum. Our one black and white television, I'm sure most of my generation, we were all crammed in, and it was always sport or mainly the sporting events on. So that really was our childhood and our entertainment. And we were very happy. Obviously then we joined the youth club as we got older, my sisters and myself. We were educated at the Lady Capel School in Faversham, did a secretarial course and it left school and started as an office junior, a wages clerk, which I loved figures. So it was great, absolutely great, where I progressed until I ran the department. Yes, we met my husband in Faversham. He's born and bred in Faversham as well, at the youth centre we met. And we eventually married in 1969. So you've probably worked out that we've just had our golden wedding last year.
Indeed, yeah. Which
was absolutely great. We married at the Baptist church again, and we were brought up through the Baptist church. My husband's parents were involved, not so much mine, but his parents, and we helped with Sunday school. Yes, I'm married in 1969 in the Baptist church. Then our daughter, our eldest daughter Helen, was born in 1972. She now lives in Australia, Perth, with our grandson and her husband. And then our second daughter, Laura, she was born in 1976. And when the girls, I mean, my passion as a child was always gymnastics. I was always upside down doing gymnastics. So when the girls were 7, Helen was 7, Faversham Gymnastic Club started up at Priory School. I was there the first night with Helen, and that was me for 39 years, coaching gymnastics. Absolutely loved it every day of it. Managed to get a purpose-built centre for Faversham, which is fabulous, absolutely fabulous. Worked really hard, but loved it, absolutely loved it. So that's me. I did play netball for Kent as well. And so, I just was not a sitting down person, not technology. You will realise I'm not terribly good with technology either. But activity was me. And the thing with the gym centre was the community came into me, Matthew. I saw them come in, their children came through, moved out. I always knew we got a fantastic community.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah.
But until I got this role, I had no idea what was outside of my centre. So no, that's my background really.
Lovely, thank you. What so that background in Faversham, yes, knowing the town so well, must be extremely helpful to your your relatively new role, a year role now, as Mayor of Faversham. How did that come about? Because was that intentional?
It was unbelievable, actually. A phone call when I finished at the gym at the end of August. I think the phone went late September to say, we've heard you've retired. Would you like to stand for the town council? My reply was, oh no, I do not have a political bone in my body. I do not do politics. I care about the people of Faversham and Faversham. And I was told that's absolutely fine. That's all you need to be doing to be a councillor, a local councillor. And being lost, actually, having finished at the gym, I knew I needed to get out through the winter. So knocking on doors, talking to people about our local council was great. Certainly didn't expect to be elected. It was just going to give me an opportunity to make a step away from the gym centre, really. And then we were elected, and then I became the mayor, which has been an absolute privilege. My brothers and sisters, well, were so shocked and said that was definitely divine intervention there. Definitely. It was not on anyone's plan, Matthew. It wasn't on my plan. It wasn't on the town's plan, I don't think, but it's been fantastic.
The wonder of God's plan. We don't quite know what it is, but we're always happy when there's moments like this.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's lovely. So how is it? I mean, how is it with the pandemic? Because I'm assuming things have changed now for you. You can't, for example, this time last year we were looking forward to seeing you at the Feast of Saint Jude. I think you came on the Saturday. We can't do that this year for obvious reasons. Nobody can. So how's that changed in Faversham for you in your role?
Well, it has, but I think we're pretty versatile actually as a community. We're very versatile. You know, virtual, I'm not sure where we would be without technology. That has kept us all connected, which is fantastic. And it's given me an opportunity, Matthew, that I don't think any other mayor would have had, because not going out doing all the civic events, I've been able to look at our community and go round and thank the people who are looking after our care homes, the teachers at school, the head teachers, the undertakers, the nurseries, the supermarkets, everyone who's really worked hard to make this as good as it could be.
That's
so
lovely.
I think it's been a privilege. It's been a real privilege to go out and thank the community. That's
really lovely. What makes you the proudest when someone asks you about Faversham? There's probably quite a lot, but you know, say your top three.
Top three. What makes me proudest? Our community. There is a spirit here that's absolutely unique. I truly don't believe you find it in any other towns. It is, and you almost can't describe. But by going to the various committees, I had no idea exactly what happened down at the creek, down at the Physic Garden, Umbrella Centre. I've been to all these places, and truly we have got some fantastic volunteers out there making wonderful things happen in the community.
I'm not from Faversham. I come and work in Faversham, and I totally agree with you. I think it is a lovely town, very friendly. The community spirit that I get from the guys that work with me, it's just wonderful, and it's a nice feeling. What's your knowledge, memories of the shrine before you visited as mayor last year? Did you have any knowledge of it?
No, and I knew very little of Faversham's history. I'm afraid I was in the gym centre, and my whole being almost was in the gym centre. So it's been really interesting finding out some of our history. There is a fantastic amount of history in Faversham, so I'm hoping to have the opportunity to find out more. When I first came to you, I believe the church was closed and we were in the garden. Right. There was a marquee, but what beautiful grounds. It was a lovely sunny day. It was absolutely a fantastic service outside. And I think I first knew some of the things you were doing in your welcome hall and the activities that were happening there. It was a real eye-opener. But the second visit, obviously, we were in the church.
Indeed,
and
yeah.
I actually got to see the shrine that was truly beautiful, vibrant, full of colour. Definitely, as I said, a jewel in Faversham's crown.
Absolutely. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. And we're going to have a virtual service from there on the feast day itself. So that'll be the first time that a lot of people have seen the shrine since March, because we've not been able to open. It's quite sad. One part of the history of Faversham is as a pilgrimage town. Did you know a little bit about that, or have you started to kind of learn that as mayor?
I'm learning that as the mayor. I think my first visit almost was to the Maison Dieu on the A2 Ospringe. Wow. Matthew, what I find, obviously gymnastics was me, but when you go and a curator there is so full of passion for what they're doing, and I'm finding that with every area. You just need someone that is passionate about what they believe, and I love just hearing all that. It wasn't me to know the history, but what she told us there was amazing. And clearly the history, I was just looking up to see when the first mayor of Faversham was, and it was Robert Dodd in the 1250s.
I was going to ask if it was around then. So yeah. Wow.
It was Henry III, King Henry III gave the first charter in 1252 and confirmed the rights and privileges enjoyed by the town and clarified its relationship with Dover, because that's how we became a limb of the Cinque Ports.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Connection to Dover. So I've learned things I would never have found out if I hadn't been there.
So it's still a Cinque Port, is it? It's still
Yes,
one of the
yes,
Cinque
we
Ports?
are.
Okay.
Yes.
And what does that mean for those people that don't understand the Cinque Port?
Well, as the mayor, when we became mayor, we had our own civic services. So I went to various civic services, and it was amazing at the Cinque Port one, where we were all together, that they'd, one of the hymns, they changed a verse, the words in a verse, to say that the Cinque Ports, and they named us all, that we were together, we defended our shores together. And I hadn't realised that the role of the Cinque Ports that really round to defend our shores. And it was amazing verse in one of our popular hymns, actually. So I'm
learning. That makes sense now. Yeah. I can understand, because Faversham is very close to the sea. It would have been easy for anyone to attack, I suppose. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. I didn't know that. Now, this is a little bit of information which I always find fascinating. Did you know that? The founder of the shrine, 65 years ago this year, Father Elias Lynch, was a town councillor and was in line to be mayor at some point, but it didn't turn out to happen. It didn't happen. But did you know that?
No, I didn't. Absolutely had no idea at all. All I know was that the deputy mayor, the year before I became mayor, was obviously going into the role of being mayor, but he didn't get re-elected. So I don't know if that's a similar thing that happened to Father Elias. But
what were your highlights, Alison?
Matthew, there were so many highlights, but clearly the day that three of our young men became world champions in Abu Dhabi. Well, being sport, I could not believe we had three young men at QE who became world champions. So I had to go down and do a presentation there, and it was just fantastic. Attending the Royal British Legion lunch at Tenderton, their fundraiser. Their after dinner speaker was Sir Hugh Robertson. And of course, he was our minister for the 2012 Olympics. So the topic after lunch or after our meal was the Olympics, and what a day Faversham had when the torch relay came in. So for me, that was another special day. Lots of little things have been very special, and a couple of fun things as well. At one of the primary schools, I wore the hat, the robes, the chain, all the memorabilia, went over, and the children were absolutely amazed. And we were talking, and one little boy looked up and said, "Are you a pirate?" And he was so serious. It just made us all laugh. It was, and clearly the mayor does look like a pirate in the hat. Yeah. But then on the other hand, just a couple of months ago, a little girl walked past me in the town. She knew I was someone, but couldn't remember what I was called. And she nudged her mum and said, "Mum, it's the Queen." Her mum looked at me and we both laughed. She just couldn't remember the word mayor. So I've been a pirate and I've been a queen in my year. And I think that sums it up actually quite well.
Yeah, I think that sums up 2020, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes, you're right, you're right. And
Saint Jude was once known as the saint of hopeless causes, but with God nothing is hopeless, and we like to see Saint Jude as a saint of hope. And our theme this year is a message of hope for today. I've always believed Faversham has a great community spirit. What signs of this hope have you seen during the pandemic?
I think the care and compassion that's been in our community has been outstanding, absolutely outstanding. You know, even up the road I live in, we didn't quite often know each other very well. Somebody put a WhatsApp on and we all focused in. Nobody was left without their shopping. And that happened all over the town. I think, without a doubt, the care and compassion that people have shown, it's been phenomenal.
And these are things we hopefully will take away from this and carry on that compassion and that care. I totally agree. Even everywhere I've spoken to people at different locations, they've all agreed to that. Yeah, the compassion. Beautiful. It's our 65th anniversary since the foundation by Father Elias. Have you got any words for us?
Well, I just hope, obviously the celebration is going to have to be virtual, which is a little sad, definitely sad, but you must be optimistic. You will be back looking, obviously, into your church quite soon, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure the first pilgrimage down will be a very busy one once we can go back. So just enjoy the day, and hopefully the virtual will not replace your service, it can't quite do that, but it will keep you all going and motivated, and yes, and bring you all together.
Lovely, thank you very much. I think, interestingly enough, there was one lady that spoke to me yesterday and said that because it's virtual, she can come to the Feast of Saint Jude for the first time because she lives in Glasgow and normally can't. So
There's
I suppose
always a silver lining to every cloud, isn't there? Always. And so it is, it's great. You find the things you hadn't thought about before. And can I just tell you though, one last thing amazed me. It was lovely coming to the church. People were so friendly. Father Tony, Father Brendan, and your other friars that came over from Aylesford, was it?
That's right, yeah. Father Kevin.
Yeah, and your ladies that did a fantastic buffet. They know I love cake and puddings, and they made a fantastic cake. So I just want to thank them all as well.
Well, that photo of the cake I put on the video for the virtual pilgrimage. So it's very much there because I loved having a taste of that cake as well.
It was brilliant.
The amazing WI of Faversham were the guys that did that food. Yeah, and they are supreme people, really.
They made me feel so at home. So at home. It was lovely.
Yeah, it's lovely. Well, thank you very much, Alison. Have a lovely rest of your week, and I will put this on the web soon.
And hopefully we will be in person, if not this year, next year.
Exactly. That's the
and keep the spirits up. Just keep, focusing forward.
Thank you.
God bless.